What's going on, Jett? How's it going, buddy?
Not much. How are you? Nice to
I
meet you.
I'm doing just fine. Yeah, little did I know I've been a fan of yours for quite some time. You know, I'm sure a lot of people want to talk about WandaVision, MCU,
Of course.
Skyscraper. I mean, the
Yeah.
list goes on, my man.
Mhm.
But I wanted to mention. Obviously, we're here to talk about Shaman,
Of
which is a
course.
horror film. But Puppet Killer, I
Woohoo!
I actually covered that for a festival years ago, and I walked away from that screening just like loving every second of that.
That's so funny. I just watched that kind of recently because I was too young when it came out. My parents wouldn't let me. But that's so funny. Yeah, I did that. That's one of my favorites, that I did for the people I met and got to work with. Um, like totally sick. But yeah, that's funny. Puppet Killer. I haven't heard that in like so long from anyone.
Yeah, it's a good film. I feel like it's one of those ones that, it should be like shown at midnight, across the
Yeah.
US
Yeah,
once
totally.
because that's the best way to view that type of film. But yeah, I guess kind of keeping that in mind, I did also enjoy you in WandaVision, obviously, but
Thank you.
but keeping those performances, Puppet Killer, that and WandaVision as well, you're surrounded by some pretty heavy talent. Both Puppet Killer, a lot of those people went on to do like Sonic and some other projects as well. And is there anything you take from those roles that kind of led to where you are today?
I mean, yeah, totally. Like working like on stuff like that. I can't remember his last name. He's the gorilla, Alex. Oh my goodness. He's like my buddy. I follow him on Instagram. He's in Puppet Killer.
Yeah, Novick or Panovic, big
Panovich.
guy. Yeah,
Alex Panovich.
yeah.
Yeah. He's somebody that's always just been great for me and to me. Just like a wonderful guy and just always helped me, gave me great advice, and I think he's like one of the reasons that I am who I am with my acting. He's just been just a great role model for me. But yeah, as you say, being surrounded by all that talent, it helps you. It's like, when I don't know if you play a sport, but like golf, they say when you're golfing with worse golfers, you golf worse.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It's like, and you're golfing with better golfers, you play up to them a lot of the times. And so I think it's the principle stands with acting, where it's like when you're surrounded by all of those like crazy, talented, huge names, it's like their presence and them being there brings yourself up.
Yeah. With kind of jumping from those roles to Shaman, which is kind of a more emotionally intense role. It was nice to see you kind of dive into horror in more of like a visceral way because
Mhm.
I like having seen what I've seen. It was nice for you to kind of showcase your range in a new way. What was it like shifting to a genre, and how did this role kind of differ from previous ones?
Yeah, I mean, I've done horrors in the past, like with The Boy,
Mm-hmm.
obviously Puppet Killer, Z was more of like a thriller kind of thing, but still along that line. So this really was my first, yeah, like slasher, just
Yeah,
deep zest craziness. Um, and I think that was like it was fun. It was a fun change. I love doing horrors. They're fun, they're great. But getting to like get into that makeup and like really just scream and be terrifying and scary, it's so much fun. So yeah, I think that like that change, especially I mean, and I'm just even talking in like horrors, like I've done so many others, and it's like I think that the Shaman was honestly one of my favorites that I got to do just for the obviously the people, but one of the reasons being just how fun it was to just be terrifying like that.
Yeah, just like all these other projects we talked about. You're surrounded by a pretty big cast as well. You know, it's amazing that like you've gotten so lucky to be surrounded by these people that because this is an emotionally intense role. So I'm sure that that kind of helps. You know, when you're surrounded by talent, but at the same time, this is a very physical role. Was there any difficulty in that regard as far as like being prepared physically?
Yeah, a little bit because with everything being how it is and like the elevation change and the oxygen up there being thinner and my lungs not being quite adjusted all the time, anytime I was doing all those like big like screams or like really getting into it or running or whatever it is, it's like takes a lot out of you just in one take.
Yeah.
And then you do that take three, four more times and your body's feeling it and everything is starting to oh, oh, and then it's like, all right, Antonio, just like 2 minutes. Um, and then, but I mean, normally we get it quickly, but yeah, it's very very different up there. The hike hard to breathe, honestly, especially being up high like Chimborazo there. It's so just different, weird on your body. It's a foreign feeling.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I eventually I got used to it. It took a while, but yeah.
Cool. Yeah. You mentioned sports. Like, were you did you do sports growing up and stuff like that, or were you like a movie kid? What was your
Yeah, I'd say I've always been an athlete,
yeah.
kind of kid. I played baseball, boxed, lacrosse, I golf all the time. I play rugby now. Um, let's see what else. Played hockey. I've done it all, but my sports mainly my two now are rugby and baseball. Or no, sorry, rugby and golf.
The reason I ask is just because I do know like I watch MMA, I watch boxing, and a lot of times whenever like a fighter will have to fight in Denver or overseas, they usually go
Yeah.
over early. Yeah, so I thought that was kind of a neat aspect to like you having to interact with the physical element of it with the actual area. But
Yeah, totally. And how that affects stuff. Like, yeah,
yeah,
fighters will like go to like high elevation places or higher elevation than they're going so they can train their body, right? And
yeah.
so, maybe I should have done that, but I live basically at sea level, so
Yeah, fair enough. Well, well, to wrap up, like there's this was a great film, and another piece of this that I was kind of curious about was, this explores Christianity, kind of and the indigenous spirituality in a very specific setting. Were there any conversations that were had either before or while you were on set about the cultural context of the
yeah,
film?
many times actually. Me and Antonio and Daniel, we'd speak about that and like what it is and how real it is and like um yeah, this is really the first time that an Ecuadorian film is being brought mainstream to the West and with like true like Ecuadorian roots.
Yeah.
So, I think that was a really important part of filming and for Antonio and Daniel as well to really just make sure it's authentic and that everyone had an understanding.
Well, awesome, man. Jet, thank you so much for your time. I'm excited to see your star continue to rise, dude. It's been a wild ride. Good luck with the
Thank you
golf.
so much. Thanks. Yeah,
Here at CineDump, we let the doers know how they're doing. Jet, you're doing just fine, man. Take it easy and good luck in the next one.
for sure. Thank you. Nice
Thank
to
you.
meet
You too, buddy.
you.